We are live. Thank you for tuning in. Let me help you, a loved one or friend, find your vegan soul through food, people, events, and culture. Please join today's discussion by asking questions and making comments. My first guest today is a writer, actor, singer, stand-up comedian, author, and film director. Please welcome my uncle, Ray Marcus Smith. How you doing, Unc?
Hello, everybody.
What's going on? Unc,
Um,
before we get started, I had to, this is why I brought you on, okay? This this book right here. I need to know what's your story? Why'd you write this book and name the character Kamala? Please tell us.
well, I was in Columbia Presbyterian Hospital having my second hip revision surgery, and I had the most sweetest nurse in the world, and she drew butterflies. And one day she comes in and she's talking to me, and she's real sad. I mean, almost near tears. And I'm like, "What's the matter?" She said she's not happy in life and stuff like that, and drawing her butterflies, her escape. I said, "So won't you make a butterfly book? These are beautiful butterflies. Make a butterfly book." People say, yeah, I'll do that. So I was like, "I'll help you." So the next couple of days, I thought of some stuff to write for her book. And so when I finally got to meet her again and we was able to talk about it, I presented the story that's in the book right now, to her, and she started crying. She said, "That's a beautiful story." I said, "Come on, we could develop and make a book. You don't have to settle for this in life. You can always chase your dream and reach for more." She said, "You're right. In the mix-up, somehow I lost contact with her after I left the hospital. And 5 years later, because that was 3 years later. That was in 2021. So that was 3 years later. I decided to do the book myself. I said, "Let me do the book myself," because I love the story. I was bouncing the story around to people, and they loved it. So I said, "You know what? I'm going to develop it." So I went to my computer and I told the computer to develop Kamala. Now, Kamala, the name Kamala was supposed to be for my daughter, Kiara.
Yeah.
Kiara was born, but I
Okay.
was overruled by my then wife at the time, and we named her Kiara, but it was supposed to be Kamala. And
Get
so that's
out.
where I got the name Kamala. It had nothing to do with the vice president.
Wow, it's just so ironic. And we've had Kiera on the show, folks. Kiera has been on the show. I interviewed Kiera for sustainability. She's into fashion and upcycling and thrifting and all that other stuff. Beautiful cousin of mine, Kiera. So I appreciate having her on. Is this your first book?
That's my second book.
Oh, this is your second book. Okay. I know that. I should know that, right? Tell us about this book, because this really started your journey towards writing. Why?
Now, that book started when I was in my niece's house in Florida, and I seen, which I thought was a ghost or a spirit, people like to call them. And I was sure I saw something walk past the bathroom door one morning. You couldn't have told me somebody did not walk past that bathroom door. But the house was empty when I came out the bathroom. And I thought they was playing with me. I thought they was playing a joke on me. I said, "Stop playing, y'all. Who's in here?" Nobody answered. And the house is pretty big. So I did what a normal person would do. I got scared, locked myself in my room, and fell asleep. And I dreamt of that story because I was like, I saw a ghost in here. Why would a ghost be where I'm at? So I just started thinking about Florida's history, and I came up with that story. That she probably was from a town back in the slave days, and she was murdered, and she never went into the light, and her spirit still walks the earth. And I started writing that 7 years ago, and I just kept developing it until it was life of its own. Then I published it, and it's got pretty good reviews. A lot of people read it, and they told me they couldn't put it down when you get to a certain point in the book. So I'm proud of that.
Well, I can admit, and I'll be honest with you, I have read the Kamala and the Worm book. And when I read the book, first of all, when I saw the book, it just touched me because we had just finished up the first ever children's veg fest in Baltimore. So because it was just so colorful, I thought this would have been a great book to have at the fest. And when I read it, it reminded me of me when my mom would send me to the Berkshires starting at the age of 6. And that would
Mm.
be my first introduction to the country, as stated in the story, and introduced to gardening and caterpillars. I remember being introduced to the first woolly bear caterpillar, the little caterpillars that look like
Mhm.
bears, and then capturing one and it's developing into a butterfly. So it's like you wrote this book for me. So this is a beautiful book, everyone. And
Oh, thank
yeah.
you.
So I've always wanted to write a book. I mean, it's been years, 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 years. I've always had the goal of writing the book, and to see you come out with 2 books just like that. How can new authors get into writing, get noticed, and promote their books? And I see you're selling your books on Amazon. Talk to us about some best practices and tips on how people can easily do this, because you just do it naturally and so well.
Um, First of all, you have to have a good story. You have to have a good story and write it down. Um, don't worry about formatting, spelling. Just write it down. And every day when you have, I don't know if whether you work or you're retired like me, write for half an hour. Just sit down and write. Every day, just sit down and write. Don't think about what you're going to write. Just sit down and write every day, and you'll develop a habit of writing. And you start introducing your story into your writing, and then you'll build on it and build on it and build on it. And next thing you know, you'll have a manuscript. So you take your manuscript, and then you could, there's thousands and thousands of publishing companies that'll take just your manuscript and tell you they're going to publish your book and stuff like that. Just be careful on who you pick. Go to the internet and get reviews on them before you choose them. But getting back to what do you do to right? I recommend Chat GPT. I mean, it is a game changer.
Okay.
It's
Now,
a
now you're gonna
game
have to educate
changer.
us. Like, you recommend why? Why do you recommend chat? There's some people still scared of AI. Why do you recommend Chat GPT?
Chat, because it doesn't do stuff for you. You have to tell it what to do. But what happens is people are lazy. So if you're lazy, you're gonna like do the minimum and ask it to do that for you, and you're not gonna get out. You're not gonna get a good comeback. But the more you put your idea into it and put every minute detail, it'll kick it out something that's going to amaze you, and it'll put it into a format in a book form for you, and you'll be amazed, and you'll see your projects start coming like this. Just write down every day. Just write. Take some time out, even if you don't have nothing. Just sit down and write, and just every day, and it'll build and build and build. And next thing you know, you're gonna be like, oh, you got a little manuscript here. You ain't even gonna call it a manuscript. You're gonna call it, I got a bunch of writings, but it's a manuscript.
I love it. I love it. You're not just. I just said all these things. You're multi-talented. You act. You sing. You're stand-up comedian, writer, author, film director. Talk to us about some of the other projects. I have your website up. You've been on a lot of series in New York, right? Talk to us about how you got into that. Like, because me growing up, I remember you being a correctional officer. I don't remember any of this other stuff that came up. How did all of this come? You were a correctional officer for years.
I
How
was
did you?
I was a
What
correctional
came up?
officer for 27 years, and I was always wanted to be an actor and singing, even when I was in corrections. But family and life got in the way. I couldn't pursue it as much as I wanted to pursue it because I was working. So after I retired, um, I was bored. What else to do when you're bored? Is chase your dreams. So I just started. But when I was going back a little bit, when I was in corrections, I had a lot of off security jobs. I worked for Puffy, 106 and Park, BET. So I met a lot of people in the business, and I kept relationships with them. So when I retired, I was able to present some stuff to people that I knew in the business. And I had little parts in Law and Order and Power and all that, but that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to be the star. So I would ask other actors that had talking parts and bigger roles or guest starring roles, hey man, how do you get that part? I said, you got to write, just write your own stuff. Write your own stuff. So that's exactly what I did. I sat down and I wrote my first short film, which is called Staying Alive. And it was about, it was experimental, right? It was about a gangster, a Bee Gees loving gangster. And you can scroll up. It was about a Bee Gees loving gangster. And everybody liked it. Everybody liked it. So right now I'm in production of making a part 2 of that. I'm in right now on Prime. You can see me in a movie called Delusional.
Okay.
Right now I'm in the Aaron Hernandez story on FX. That's a mini series on FX right now. The Aaron Hernandez story. I should be in the next episode of that. It's the prison scene I'm in. And I'm doing a documentary about my church, the way it has transformed the neighborhood in Harlem and people within itself. They became closer to Jesus and understanding the Bible and stuff. And I was impressed by their programs and our men's retreat that I said, I have to do a documentary on this. I have to let the world know about this church and this pastor. So I'm excited about that. And right now I started my company, Ray Marcus Productions.
Yes, I shared
and
the
basically
website.
What it's going to do is like I want it to be a kickstart for someone. You know, I'm not going to say we're going to write you a book and publish it and stuff like that. What I'm going to do is you have an idea. I'm going to tell you how to develop it, stay on you so you do develop it, and show you the tools you need so you can take any further. Because once people start messing with that chat GPT, they're going to be like, wow, because you could do anything. And you just tell it to do it, you can do anything. I just made an advertisement for my son's restaurants in Florida, introducing a new dish for him. I made the whole video for it, and it came out so nice. And that's what I'm doing now, and that's what my company does now. It's not offering no big lie, not necessarily lie, something you can't achieve, baby steps. If you want to kickstart it, call me, we'll take baby steps and live your dream. You got nothing else to lose. So you might as well put it out there.
I love it. I'm so proud of you because, memories of when I was younger and seeing you in one regard, and now you keep on keeping on and you keep on living. And, I can't wait to connect with you again. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. We down to our last minute or so. Please, what is your call to action? Let the folks know. What do you want us to do? What do you want them to do? Please.
What I want people to do is chase your dreams. Live your dreams. Don't make excuses. You live, this country might not be perfect, especially now, but you can achieve your dreams if you just put in the work. And that's another way my company comes in and can help you. You put in the work, you can get there. You might not be the greatest bestseller, but you could be a bestseller. You can do it. You just have to believe in yourself and take the steps. You can do it.
You know what's interesting? When I initially scheduled you on, you weren't available, and I was able to pivot and do something else. But for some reason, I was able to get connected with another fantabulous actress, producer from New York City, and she's on now. I'm gonna bring on Lucia, the producer of the only vegan show on television, Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle. Lucia, I just wanted you to meet my uncle, who is also an actor and in the industry of stand-up comedy. I don't know if you know. I mean, please, while we're here, Lucia, introduce yourself. You got some amazing credits. You're on mute, Lucia. Lucia, I know her from being in the movie Summer of Sam.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll tell you all of that. So thank you, Naijha, for having me on. Uncle Ray, it's nice to meet you. And happy World Vegan Month. So can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Okay. So wait, I just wanted to connect Unc. So I'm going to transition on to Lucia. We got some things to talk about with her vegan television show. I appreciate you, love you, and sending many, many, many blessings your way. Folks, get the book Kamala and the Worm and the House on Laurel Lake, all on Amazon. Peace and blessings. All right. Lucia, how are you?
How are you? It's so nice to see you.
Yes. I'm going to do a proper introduction and bring on the video that you sent me. How about that?
Great.
Watch Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle to live your best vegan life. Tune in on MNN Tuesdays bi-weekly at 8:30 p.m. and on BronxNet first Thursdays of the month at 7 p.m. Subscribe to the Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle YouTube channel to catch up on all episodes, even if you're watching on TV, to catch extended versions of various episodes, to engage in the conversation via comments, and to share episodes with others. Follow on social media for exclusives and to find out what's airing next.
All right.
Thank you for that. The last time I saw you, you were in my TV studio where we tape the vegan TV show, Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle. So it's great to see you again, and thanks for having me on. You mentioned Summer of Sam, so I'll start with that, I guess. Because, here suddenly I pop up as this vegan TV host with a vegan TV show, and I have no idea if people, know what where I've come from. So my background from childhood is model, actor, professional. That's my professional background. I was born in New York to Italian immigrant parents, and I started acting and modeling as a kid. I've been a huge nerd, nature lover. I was born that way. And you'll see actually the episode that's airing on BronxNet tonight, which is already streaming on YouTube, is the holidays episode, an interview with my cute Italian immigrant parents who also show how to make two of my favorite holidays recipes. So that tells a little bit about my background, starting as a vegetarian kid at 12 and how my family dealt with that. It's very positive, and how it also affected them. But that's my background, and it was a very encouraging childhood. So because I've been we'll say vegan, almost my entire life, I've navigated everything as a vegan. As a vegan, kid who almost no one else was vegan around me. As a vegan punk rock teen, talking to my friends, right? The punk rock scene in New York, I guess, and then also Boston, LA, the vegan scene. It was a normal thing to be vegan, vegetarian and vegan. It was normal to us because we're, nonconformists. We were talking about the world and, how to make the world a better place. So it's been my normal my entire life. And I'm, again, you mentioned Summer of Sam. Yes, I've worked with Spike a couple of times on that film. He put me in a really sexy, cute, funny commercial. He was one of my first mentors when I stepped from in front of the camera to behind when I became a filmmaker. Spike was one of my, he was kind of my mentor, encouraging me to make my film, which was in Italy. I moved to Italy to make films. So I've been navigating being a filmmaker, having a vegan set, which people are starting, Hollywood is starting to get into that now,
Right.
having climate friendly sets, maybe stepping into having vegan sets. But as a vegan, I was making films with vegan catering, vegan makeup, vegan shoes, vegan wardrobe, all this was 20 some odd years ago. So I've navigated being a backpacking college student in Europe. Where do I get food? To red carpets, right? Working with Oscar winners and international stars. There's a lot of red carpets. I know people of all strata in life, right? All socioeconomic strata. So I always say, whether you're on the red carpet or on food stamps, Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle is here for you. So that's why I started this TV show and cross-platform vegan lifestyle, everything, shopping, travel. So that was the beginnings of it.
I love it. How has it been going? Because me and my 12-year-old daughter was on the set with Lucia over the summer. Actually before the Children's Veg Fest, so it was like early June. How has it been going, and how long has the channel been in production or broadcasting?
Okay, well, Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle is a television show. I know nowadays, if you're not in the entertainment industry, we think of streaming as TV, right? But the reason why, let's say, I brag about this is because it's very hard to get a slot on television, right? So Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle, this is our show. It's not me. I'm actually giving up acting, which is my main passion and my main career. I'm developing dramatic projects between Italy and here, fictional projects. So I'm not doing this for me, right? I'm already living my vegan life. So the reason why I brag about this is because it's ours. It belongs to vegans. It is very difficult to get a television slot on television. So our vegan TV show is on 2 television networks in New York City. The networks have been around for, I think, each of them for 30 years. So it airs on 2 TV networks, which you saw in the teaser that you just streamed. MNN, Manhattan Neighborhood Network, which is a cable cast in all 5 boroughs of New York City, and BronxNet, which is cable cast. It's on cable television in the Bronx.
I remember BronxNet when I lived in the Bronx. Yeah.
Oh, sweet, amazing. So these are community television, which is very important to me because it serves people, it serves the community, we have I'm doing all of this when I'm not in the TV studio. Naijha, you've seen how sparse and how amazing the television crew is, right? It's 1 to 2, mainly women. We have some great men, but depending on which television studio I'm shooting in, we have a very sparse crew who does, you saw how hard they work to make the show look its best.
Yes.
So it's community television. I get so much love, and everything that you didn't see do in the TV studio, I do all by myself. So I've been called the vegan Martha Stewart / Ava DuVernay because it's all in one.
Right, I love it.
Very, very hard to help people go vegan and to help brands find their clients, right? It's reciprocal. So I'm providing this, let's say, as a service to vegans and a service to brands that serve vegans. So 1.6 million viewership reach on television alone.
I love it.
Our vegan TV show. And then the other reason why I say I brag is because people tend to shy away from the word vegan, right? We get a stigma, but I think because 2 things. 1, because I've been vegan so long. that it's normal to me. And two, because we have to remove the stigma. We can't be vegans and thinking as a necrovore, right? We can't be thinking as people from the point of view of people who consume animals. I don't want to be quiet about it. It's important. The animals are depending on us. So I've been asked to change the title of my TV show, right? You wouldn't go and ask like Martha Stewart, can you change the name from Martha Stewart to like woman cooks, you know, like
right. Yeah.
So it's vegan, it's Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle, because I take the responsibility of researching and providing you my vegan lifestyle, and then bringing in people that I like and meet who become part of my life. And vegan is very important because we want people to go vegan for the animals. So this is why I, let's say, quote unquote, brag that Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle is the only vegan lifestyle show on television. We have 2 vegan plant-based cooking shows. I think they're on PBS, but they're cooking shows, which is, then they're amazing. They've been around for a long time, but we do not have a vegan lifestyle show on television, and we do not have any shows on television that call themselves vegan. And this is why I emphasize this, and I did it purposely so that we can help people go vegan.
I love it. What type of people? So you interview every chefs, business, like your guests on a television show.
Everybody. So as we start, let's say in my kitchen cooking my food, I've had my parents, we've gone to restaurants and cooked with chefs, both high end and, you know, let's say wholesome, healthy, affordable food. I've done Black History Month episodes because, as you know, the largest growing demographic of vegans is African Americans. So it's very important to me to share that. Also because I'm a New Yorker, right? Oh my God, as your Uncle Ray just said, like, the country is not good right now. Well, we won't talk much about it, but it's so important. It's the Black experience, right? Black culture is so, it's a major part of American history and culture. As a kid who grew up, you know, who was born outside the Bronx, you know, and in Manhattan, hip hop is the music I listen to the most. You'll see me at hip hop events, right? Because it's so much part of my life. And I have friends who are hip hop artists. So it's very important. It's my show. I can do what I want. So it's important. It's so important and exciting to me to share the various cultures, the various demographics that are part of this. And actually, Naijha, my demographic is so weird, right? When I started this, I was like, you know, consulting social media experts, right? Because it's not only the TV show, it's the social media platform, it's the Amazon Live and the Amazon storefront. So, so I had a consultation with an expert, and she goes, you have to pick your niche, like pick 3 topics. And I said, my niche is the entire world.
They always say that.
I want to reach everybody and I want to help everybody. So, you know, it's kind of messed me up, I guess, with the algorithm now, but I'm not going to stop because
you're both. You know,
we're always
vegan soul. You know, that's why my whole thing about the vegan soul, the cultural stuff. Like I told you, you had Black Week and Vegan right across the street from Manhattan Network, and that's a small tribe. So I was so happy to discover her at Vegan Dale, you know, and before that. So it's a cultural thing. I love it. What is your call to action now?
So
what do you do?
Thanks for asking. I want people to go vegan. So I do so much work. I do all the work. All you have to do is watch and live. So link in bio. If you go to the easiest thing, you can always Google Lucia Gruillo or Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle and everything will come up. My link in bio everywhere has you can subscribe to the show on YouTube, and please subscribe even if you're watching on television. One, because you can get reminders of when the show will premiere, on YouTube after it's on TV. Sometimes we have the shows on YouTube before the television premieres. I do extended episodes of the show, so the TV is limited to a half hour. Sometimes I make the episodes longer so you get more information. So please subscribe on TV, follow here on Instagram and on all the platforms, and also follow on Amazon, because I have an extended, very extensive, curated. I pick every single item that's in these ideas lists. I create content for you on there, and I have the Amazon live show. So we have everything from vegan authors, young adult poets, philosophy, scientists, to cooking demos, vegan makeup tutorials. My 11-year-old niece, who you've seen here on Instagram with me, she's my vegan curious niece. We do vegan makeup tutorials together, so it's kid-friendly, teen-friendly, adult-friendly. So please, these 3 things: subscribe on YouTube, follow on socials, and follow and shop on Amazon so that you can go vegan and live your best vegan life.
Here it is again, folks, the teaser.
Watch Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle to live your best vegan life. Tune in on MNN Tuesdays bi-weekly at 8:30 p.m. and on BronxNet first Thursdays of the month at 7 p.m. Subscribe to the Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle YouTube channel to catch up on all episodes, even if you're watching on TV, to catch extended versions of various episodes, to engage in the conversation via comments, and to share episodes with others. Follow on social media for exclusives and to find out what's airing next.
I love it. Lucia, it's been a pleasure having you on. And again, I had a pleasure, me and my daughter had a pleasure touring the studio over the summer and being in the interview. So looking forward to connecting with you further, and please reach out if you need anything else, as I will do you. So folks, please, Lucia's Vegan Lifestyle television show, subscribe, watch, all of that. And on that note, please be well, be safe, and stay blessed.
Meeting you where you are. The meaning behind the slogan is that we meet the community where they are, on their journey towards holistic health, a plant-based lifestyle, and veganism, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. We do this through people, food, events, and culture. Our 6 pillars are birth, eating, education, empowerment, enlightenment, and events. We are Black Veg Society.